Such a cool intro. So yeah, we're going to do a playthrough of Super Metroid. It's been quite a while. Not quite since 1994. Played it a little bit since then, but definitely I remember playing this as a kid. And I wanted to get back to it and see if it was as good as I remember. Something tells me that it is. But let's get to it. I did play a little bit just to get used to the controls and review the map and all that. Hopefully I can find most of the secrets. I used to remember where they all were. I don't know about anymore, but let's give it a shot. Also, I tried to make the graphics as close to the original as possible. So hopefully you appreciate that. Just seemed weird if it was all like smooth and everything. I don't know. I wanted it to look as authentic as possible. But before we begin here, like everybody changes the original settings in this game because they're kind of trash. Shot, shoot shot. For some reason they want it to be on X at the top, and that's just awkward because you're pressing it all the time. So why do you want to press it on the top of the controller? So I switched that to B, which changes places with dash. So dash is on the top, and you still can hold the top. And sorry if I'm like not calling them by the right buttons, but I have an Xbox controller, not a Super Nintendo controller hooked up here. I'm emulating this, so. But you still can run around and then jump and everything, so it doesn't really affect that. And the other thing, it's interesting how item select is select and then item cancel is Y. It seems like you'd want all of the primary functions on the primary buttons of the controller. So I like to make that Y and then just go over to select here if I want to cancel the item, and then map just stays the same and angle up and down is good. So those are my settings. Everyone has their own special settings. And the actual special settings, I think I'll leave these as they are. Item cancels when you go into a new room, whether it cancels any missiles or anything you had selected. And Moonwalk has just been able to move backwards while basically charging a shot. And I never really used them, didn't find a need for them, so let's just go with these.
The last Metroid is in captivity. The galaxy is at peace.
I wonder if they use like half the memory on the cartridge for that. And hooray for unskippable cutscenes. But we're gonna have to sit through it. It's kind of cool though how they redid the original first two games' endings in the newer games' graphics. I like how also it's black and white to show you that it's in the past, because that's 1994 for you. You know, for 1994, I felt these graphics were actually pretty good. It's definitely one of the prettiest Super Nintendo games. Whew, here we go. So yeah, the only filter I have on here is just to make the pixels look as square as possible, because the aspect ratio from the old 4x3 TVs isn't the same as widescreen here. So other than that, it's basically the original game without any kind of crazy changes. And I like how they have this intro area that allow you to practice the controls. I think I'm good. And here's dash. Yep. I like how even in the beginning the doors open automatically. They haven't taught you to shoot the doors yet. But this was in an era before tutorials and all that, so you just had to figure out how to play the game based on the design of the game. And I kind of miss games like that, because it's really good game design. And just like that, we're in the intro screen, except it's different now. Now there's dead scientists and the Metroid is gone. Oh, but there it is. Hey, buddy. Whoa! It's our buddy, Ridley. Technically, this is an unwinnable fight, but there is a way to win it. You can make him drop the Metroid. I'm intentionally getting hit because it only does 5 damage and it makes you invincible once you've been hit. His other attacks do more damage. Ouch. See, that did like 15. Oh, he's getting red. Means he's getting mad. And almost dead. Oh, there he goes. Drop the Metroid. That's the best ending for that. Wouldn't be a Metroid game without a timer. It's cool how they have like the steam coming out of the floors. And it looks like it's damaging you, but it doesn't. It's just interrupting you. Just testing your ability to control Samus. I always thought this was really cool for the original game, having all those tiles come down. Probably wasn't an easy thing for a Super Nintendo to have all those sprites moving around. Oh, and this part. When I first played this, I'm like, whoa, they can make the rooms tilt back and forth? I don't remember any other games that did this, but Super Metroid is one of them. And you can still do the platforming. So somehow they programmed that in there. Back to the place that started it all. Here we are. Now we actually have control of Samus. It's cool. Just the rain effects. And when you stomp on the ground, there's like water. Just neat stuff for the Super Nintendo days. You're like, what? What do you mean you can't go right? All the games of this era, you went right. And that's them telling you, nope. In this game, you go left, too. But, let's see, do we have control of our map? Yep. Not much there, but it's cool though that you can see the selection of all the items you'll eventually have. It's probably the one of my favorite parts about the Metroid series in general, or just Metroidvania stuff, is just the idea of you starting out weak and collecting items and making your character stronger. Now we have to shoot the doors. That's cool how there's all little critters that move out of the way. You can hear the rain outside. And also you can kind of see, looks like Samus's visor is actually kind of glowing a little bit. Holes we can't fit down yet. It's all very eerie. And if you've played the original Metroid, you'll start recognizing some of this stuff. Wait a minute, that's a little familiar. Wasn't this the escape shaft? It's actually a faster way down. It's just not landing on the platforms. Kind of want to practice though. I remember when I was a kid that this was like a really hard room to get up, just because I couldn't land Samus on all these tiny little platforms. Luckily, it's gotten easier. I don't know if that's the emulator, the Xbox controller, or just me being a more experienced gamer. Whoop, here we are. This is where Mother Brain used to be. And now we have our one-way gray doors we can't open. Very spooky intro for a game. Now we get to learn about elevators. I've learned how this works. We go left first. Power up. Then the thing's like, I'm watching you. But now we can turn into a little ball. Can't go there, but we can go down. Surprise. The all-important missile. So I can just cycle through them by using my new button config, but I can also just cancel them. Oops, that's the map. There we go. Just testing the buttons. Now, we have missiles. Wrong button again. There we go. With 5 of them, we can open one of the red doors, the missile doors. Where is it? There it is. Energy tank. Not quite good enough to get there. Not really good at the wall jump either. Even as a kid, I'm like, this is impossible. There we go. But I don't know if you could reach it. I'm sure there's some people that probably could. We'll get to that later. For now, missiles. They're watching us. And now the lights are on and the computers are beeping. Surprise! They know we're here. Oh, I guess I should have turned it into a ball. Hopefully those guys aren't very strong. And now that door can be opened now that we've killed everybody. Now for the long climb up. Testing your platforming abilities. Hopefully these guys only take one shot. This would be really annoying if it took more than one. One thing to make jumping on these small platforms easier, if you move quickly, Samus rolls and moves faster, but if you jump and move slowly, you don't roll, and that can make it a little easier to land on these little platforms. All the critters have come out. Now we can explore further. Slightly further. These guys are a little annoying. Okay, where's that missile? Now we have the map, at least some of it, just to help you explore. And by the way, the map is amazing. The previous two games before this didn't have a map, so you just kind of had to know where you were going. Saving room. And first, whatever those things are. See, they don't get damaged easily, not even by missiles. Just have to go around them. Hey, I may like Metroid, but I have no idea what all these creatures are called. I don't know what the lore is. I'm sure they all have names. It's those guys that, dive bomb you. Ooh, it's another prize. Wait a second. Surprise! Definitely helps to use the missiles. It's a bit of a grind of a fight if you don't use your missiles. Which is pretty much how all the boss fights are. Alright. Ouch. I'm just gonna run through here. So, bombs, by the way. They damage critters. Mainly, though, you use them to get out of spots. See, the standard gun doesn't break these, but bombs do. You can damage critters with them. So, we could just go this way. That's where we're supposed to go. But, being a Metroidvania game that this is, we should backtrack. Use our newly acquired powers to find some items. Now we can get through here. Missiles. Shortcut. Back down the corridor. There's actually quite a few secret rooms in here. If you notice, there's only a couple platforms that are on the sides of the rooms. They unlock these little hidden areas. Nothing we can do about them for now. But they're here. And that's an orange door. Can't open those yet either. But it's nice to know they're there. I think there's something over here. Yep, but can't do anything. However, there is a sneaky little secret right here. This Mother Brain was hiding something the whole time. More missiles. I think that's all of the basic secrets we can get. There's some other areas we could expose, but I don't think there's any more items we can collect for now. So, time to go back up again. Was it worth it coming down here for those one pack of missiles? Yes, it always is. It's always worth it to collect another item. Oops. I feel like I'm doing pretty good with the shooting and the platforming. Okay, here we go. It's cool how many backgrounds and sprites and monsters they have in this game. It's a very wide variety game. Very pretty to look at. Ooh, our first energy tank. That one's a freebie. Now we have double the energy. What? Now they're teaching you some monsters have resistances. The boss chamber. We've got 4 bosses to beat. And then the path of Mother Brain will be unlocked. What? I have a solution for this. Oh. Okay. I guess not. These little hive things. Pretty sure they're only here to give you ammo. Ammo and health. Time to go to our new area. This is Brinstar. Yep, we were here briefly when we got our morph ball. Now we get to explore it in earnest. Ah! We took 2 shots. What is this? Wrong button. Okay. And they're like, I hope you collected missiles because we have doors for you to open. The map. Always useful. So, we've got quite a ways to go. But all the way back here is the boss. And that's ultimately where we want to get to. Gotta kill all the guys to open the door. It's a Mario pipe. Except not that kind of pipe. That's them showing you don't have the right tools yet. But here's a consolation prize. Here's some missiles. Oops, too far. They're like, there's a guy down there, so that means... Yeah, we could break through there if we had power bombs. No such item yet. But this is an old school game, save every chance you have.